Hello, this is a special message to everyone in California, everyone in America, and everyone around the world. In 2012, I wrote the book California's Next Century 2.0. I traveled through 40 cities across California, spreading the idea that California could be independent from the federal government in some manner. In 2013, Tom Elias, the reporter who started the recall election against Gray Davis as governor and the installment of Governor Schwarzenegger, wrote the first article seriously talking about how California could survive as a nation, which was an article based upon my book. From that time, other people found me, and we formed multiple organizations, all dedicated to one cause: that California should have a discussion about how it could be independent. I'm still dedicated to the movement. I started the movement. I thought of it by myself. And I will always believe that California could be better off independent. No, California is not perfect. Many of you know that I'm an ex-Republican. I believe the regulatory climate and the fiscal climate are horrible for businesses. Taxes are way too high in California. Regulation is way too high, and it's not friendly for businesses at all. That being said, I love California values. I love how we operate. And I'm still dedicated to that. And nothing I've seen convinces me that California wouldn't be better off independently. Secondly, in February 2017, following the election of Donald Trump, there were polls by Reuters and Ipsos. Reuters, Ipsos, and Stanford University, the Hoover Institute, that talked about the amount of support for Calexit. They showed 32% of Californians were open to this idea of full-blown secession immediately. An additional 15.5 or 15.7, depending on the survey, were not opposed to the discussion. What that means is that 47.5% of Californians were open to the discussion that maybe they would not be part of America anymore. I continue to meet people who were interested in the Calexit movement. None of them say that they stopped believing California would be better off independent. What they say is there was intrigue and rumors, and they saw something on TV, and so they weren't sure they wanted to get involved. But nobody's saying that they stopped believing. That means there's still a market of 15 million Californians out there today who never stopped believing. Those polls were taken in February 2017 by Reuters, Ipsos, and Stanford University, two reputable polling agencies. And to the best of our knowledge and ability of speaking with Californians never stopped believing. Maybe the movement petered out. Maybe they didn't join the movement. Maybe they felt that it was going to happen and then it didn't happen immediately and they sort of lost interest. But people never left the movement because they stopped believing. That never happened. Recently, an organization that I was previously attached with, I left my leadership position, but I did not renounce my membership at all because I helped form that organization. I'm not going to give the name of it now because I'm being threatened with lawsuits, which are probably not legal, but hey, I don't really like fighting those battles. They're unnecessary. Anyways, the point is that I'm going to take you through a couple steps showing how there's new management here at Calexit. It is legitimate. We are the legitimate leaders and not other people, and why you should work with us. And here's the point. Since 2012, I've met many people. There's about 160,000 people in California who are part of the Calexit movement across various social media platforms, and we're actively involved. Then there's about 32% of the entire population of the world's fifth largest economy who is a hardcore believer, an additional 15% who's open to this discussion. We are dedicated under the newly elected leader, Jason Wright, who's the CEO or top leader in the Calexit movement, to offer assistance to all peaceful independence movements around the world. So if you are seeking independence and freedom peacefully, and you are in South Africa, Texas, Hawaii, New Caledonia, I believe Iceland or Greenland, East Timor has already achieved that, Bougainville, the Afar region of Ethiopia, whoever you are, wherever you exist. We've networked with more independence movements than any organization on earth. And for many of them, we were able to give a great amount of help. Frankly put, Californians, this is the place of the internet and this is the place of Hollywood. We understand marketing. We understand packaging of ideas. We understand slick appearance and corporate look so that people take you seriously. And we've already been able to help multiple movements up their game with their talking points and their overall presentation. It is the direction of CEO Jason Wright that we continue to offer these services to all peaceful independence movements anywhere that you are. My name is Marcus Ruiz Evans. I was elected president of the Calexit movement, which largely means spokesperson. Rabbi Stephen Axelman was elected vice president. He was recently at a conference with New Hampshire, Texas, and Californians talking about independence. It was the largest secessionist conference held in America to date. And Jason Wright is the chief executive officer or top director of day-to-day operations for the Calexit movement going forward. And that's the point. The Calexit movement's under new management. You can trust us. You should work with us, and we want to work with you. Please reach out to us. My email is marcus.ruiz.evans@gmail.com, and you can email me anytime. Additionally, I want to show you this website. This is the actual Calexit home. This is the new website for the organization, and it's right here. Let me show you the top of the page. Calexit home, official home of the Calexit movement for California independence, recently launched again, based out of San Francisco. This is where we are actually at, the collection of people who are dedicated to Calexit and still believe in it. The original organization, which I'm not going to name, has been hijacked by a man who does not even live in America or California. He is saying racist things and things that discriminate against the LGBTQ community. I do not agree with any of those statements, and nor does anyone in the movement. So what you got to understand is that when you're going to the previous organization's main pages, they have been hijacked by one guy who doesn't talk to anybody else, doesn't run his ideas past anybody else, has no approval for anything he's saying from the actual movement in California, but has control over those communication channels. And so he puts out all sorts of garbage. That's not what we actually believe. I'm sorry, it's unfortunate, but he's lost his mind, and now he's attempting to slander as many people as possible with pure lies. I'll prove that to you now. And the point I'm doing this is not to tear anybody down, but to prove there was a nasty divorce. We are not associated with that previous organization, although we're trying to pull members from it and let them know that this is the actual movement by the actual leaders of Calexit that are in California. There's a guy not in California who's hijacked the communication channels and is saying things completely out of line with California values. And then there's the actual people in California who are part of the Calexit movement who have nothing to do with him, don't approve of anything he's saying, even though he lies and tries to act like we all approve what he's saying. It's a big ruse. So here's some of the evidence just to prove what I'm saying. Folks, with my name underneath it, without my permission, which is the highest form of insult, I'm stepping down. Lewis is now the highest ranking officer in yes, California. I will vote for Lewis for governor. I'm still a member, but I'm not attaching my name to this. I affected. So on November 19th, 2021, I made a video where the previous guy had hijacked the channels and he was making statements that I was never consulted with. I did not approve of. Were completely out of line with California values and were not approved by anyone in the movement. He just made a statement. When I tried to correct the statement, he talked over me, put title bars here saying that I was saying something that I didn't, and basically disrespected me, even though I outranked him. At that point, it became obvious to me that I really didn't have control. I'm the top person, but if the people underneath me won't listen to me, will hang up on me, yell over me, interrupt my video feeds, and insert title bars to suggest I'm saying something completely opposite of what I said, I have no control. I'm not in charge. They're not going to listen to anything. And they're really willing to lie about me and what I'm willing to say. That came out November 19th, 2021. After that date, and after I renounced the leadership position, but not my membership, I was summarily cut off from all communication channels in the previous organization. So I couldn't really get out to the rest of you and let you know what's going on. But this is the proof. Here it is. It's on my YouTube channel. November 19th, 2021. And there you go. It's on the YouTube channel. Just go to the Marcus Ruiz Evans YouTube channel. You can find the video. And that's where I talk about the Kyle Rittenhouse decision and that because of the way I was disrespected, I had to step down. I was cut off summarily from all the channels. So was Jason. That's why you haven't heard a whole lot about this. That's why we had to make this brand new website where our words were not usurped or misinterpreted. Now, to prove that we had fair elections, I want to show you this video here. This was on January 16th. That's Jason, myself, and the rabbi. We're having a meeting with Jason as the interim president where we're talking about holding elections. Again, that's on my channel, January 16th. We also had another meeting on January 23rd with myself, the rabbi, and Jason, again, about holding elections. Again, this video is also on my channel, January 23rd. We finally held a third meeting where we were holding elections. There's other people in the movement showing up here and here, as you can see, Jason, the rabbi, and myself. Jason is the interim president holding elections on January 30th, again, on my channel. And finally, if you go to the Calexit home, and you go all the way down, here's Jason talking about how he won election, is in charge. And this post right here, February 7th. February 7th, 8:07 p.m. This video is the official announcement of the Calexit organization. And here's the video from Jason where he's saying, we successfully held the election. People have been elected. There were 3 different meetings where people could go to. We had fair elections. Anybody could participate, and there was fair votes. By the way, we got a hold of the Calexit Congress, which is the organization that everyone in the previous organization agreed was the only group who can make major decisions. And we had 2/3 of them agree with this election in full, and that these people should be the new leaders. I'll play a little bit of that video.
Good morning, fellow Calexiters. It is February the 6th of 2022. It has been my duty and honor to host this election. Roughly 1 year ago, we formed this Calexit Congress. The founders of the organization and movement were in agreement with the senior-most officers of Yes California that this body shall be the sole foundation for any and all major decision.
So again, November 19th, the movement was hijacked by the previous guy, and I had to step down because I was basically outed in power and embarrassed and cut off from all communication channels. We then held elections January 16th, January 23rd, and January 30th, all available on the channel. And we announced the results on February with the newly elected CEO. So I hope that clears up some of the issues. We're obviously having a difficult time. We lost access to 160,000 people with domain networks, and we're using word of mouth and friendship connections to get the word out that the guy running those channels is not in charge, doesn't consult with anybody, isn't in California, is not followed by anybody, and no one agrees with anything he's saying or doing. The rest of the movement's trying to coalesce past that. And the way that we're doing that is with this channel. Let me show you again. And you can go here to the Calexit home on Twitter to find us. Calexit home, Calexit at Calexit home. And this is just to prove we did hold elections. There has been a nasty divorce. These are the actual leaders. The person in charge of the previous organization is not. No one listens to him. No one respects him. It is completely out of line with whatever we're doing. We held 3 separate meetings for elections, and we announced elections, and here's the new site to go join. So that's at Calexit home. And I didn't do that to be negative, but to point out this is the new operating procedure. This is the new place. And we, the actual leaders of the movement, while we've lost a lot of the network bandwidth, we're still all here, and we still know each other, and we still believe. And we still had the experience of working with previous organizations, and we want to help you to achieve independence if you are a peaceful organization anywhere in the world. Thank you. Thank you, Mike Jones. Thank you, Mike MB. Thank you, Javad Ahmadi. So again, we lost the network. We lost the bandwidth. It's been hijacked. but we are the actual leaders and no one listens to the other person. Please join us at Calexit home. Please spread the word that we are under new management and we're trying to do our best. And we are all still dedicated to the idea that California would be better off as a nation.